All right, now it's time for all the creator and designers who love creativities and design things because now we have two international programs lined up for you. The first one is an INDA program and the COMBI program. But first of all, let's learn each program separately. Now we have prepared the video presentation for the INDA program. Please have a look.
INDA, the International Program in Design and Architecture, is a four-year Bachelor of Science in Architectural Design program, certified by the Architect Council of Thailand, and taught within the Faculty of Architecture at Chulalongkorn University. Since the start of the program in 2006, INDA has grown rapidly and now includes over 300 students and more than 30 international instructors from over a dozen countries around the world. Our instructors have graduated from leading international design schools, bringing with them a diversity of professional experiences, unique viewpoints, and valuable skill sets. During our annual exhibition of INDA Parade, we also invite distinguished guests from universities and practices outside of Thailand, whose perspectives and insights encourage students to look at architecture and design in new ways. With a strong focus on innovation and experimentation, INDA's core curriculum offers essential knowledge of design and communication, history and theory, and construction technology. A variety of additional courses provide the tools needed to address the unique characteristics of the Southeast Asian context, including its communities, climate, and ecology. Design studio projects integrate social, political, and cultural factors to create inventive proposals that reimagine the role of the architect and the possibilities of design. While architecture is the principal topic of study, INDA aims to expand architecture's boundaries and show how it dynamically connects to other fields of study, such as landscape, material science, and urban design. The program also provides students with fundamental design skills, such as creative and critical problem solving, an awareness of the impact of design at multiple scales, and an ability to adapt to the urgent issues and changing demands of the discipline in the 21st century. INDA also provides students with many opportunities for international engagement through a series of traveling workshops, study tours, and design-build projects. These are often facilitated by collaborations or exchange programs with international institutions in the United States, Europe, and Asia.
But would it be better to learn from our INDA current students? So here with us today at the beautiful studio here right in the center of downtown, the city in Bangkok, Thailand, we have Kun Natchaporn Roi Phuphan, or you can call her Amy. So สวัสดีครับ Amy.
Hi, my name is Natchaporn Refupan. My nickname is Amy, and and I am student of INDA in year 4. So today I will take you through our experiences in INDA, what would you learn, what included in the program, and as well as what it like to be studying in INDA and some of alumni work. So firstly, what is INDA? INDA is one of the Faculty of Architecture in Chulalongkorn University, and it comes from International Program in Design and Architecture. So INDA aims to provide its graduates with a truly international perspective on architecture and design. It does so by employing instructors from around the world and also through many opportunities for engagement and collaboration. Currently, there is 40 instructors with 15 nationalities. And about INDA, like many schools of architecture, INDA has a core curriculum providing essential instruction in design, architecture, history, construction, and environmental technology. However, INDA also provides multidisciplinary design approach and also fundamental design skills such as creativity and problem solving. So to reach our international perspective, INDA also provides these courses. For example, experiencing architecture, providing architecture visit, and also tour abroad, where different place has different topics that students can choose. And this one is design build workshop, where student is actually design and build and eventually create their own exhibition or installation. And this one is DEX or design experimentation workshop, where students can learn through tools and skill with through the experimentation with diverse incorporators. So here is the example. And the last one is design and construction project for the communities. It is the program where students can actually learn through design process as an architect to design and create construction drawing, contracting, and also calculate financial feasibilities for the project for the rural communities. So here is the example of the project. And in year 4, semester 1, students will provide exchange programs to visit other countries, such as this is other example of the INDA's partner. And this is INDA Parade, where students will be presenting their work with other people who interested in our field. And this is the also INDA Parade during the COVID, which was like published in this website. About the INDA curriculum, there are 3 main parts inside the INDA courses. So the design studio is the most important or one of the main course in the INDA. In this course, students will learn to develop their own design through historic design process. In this course, it also complemented with other subjects such as architecture, community ecology, and urban studies. So there is no confined box in INDA. Through the design process, students will be able to explore their interests as a designer with a diverse approaches. So work example. From year 1 to year 4, students will be focused on architecture and design, and in year 4 there will be option studio design for students to choose their own studio based on their own interests. And this is year 1 project. It's all about the fundamental design principles, skill, and experimentation, learning things from things around you, such as ergonomic of your body. And since in year 1, the design process is as important as the last product. So it is where the student will learn through exploration, sketches, and model making. And also be inspired from everyday environment. As we are living in a vibrant city of Bangkok, this one is the project that it is about food cart in Bangkok, and also thinking about the context and seeing the possibility of the future, such as this project is about tourist destination and the local activities. And in year 2, we will be more in the architecture. For example, this one is about solving the problem of carbon emission in the Bangkok. Considering the human scale and also site context, but not just architectural aspect, but also environmental and ecological. And mostly the project is based on research, such as this one is about subculture and community in Bangkok. And in year 3, it will be more about complemented with other theories and ideologies, and studying from significant architectural pieces around the world. This one is about the landscape, larger scale of urban, and working from urban planning to territorial scales. And some projects might focus on process of making an urban studies, or some project might be focused on narrative-driven design based on researchers, animation, and creating movies. And in year 4, students will be able to choose their own studio design based on their interests, and triggering issue of international importance, such as this one is about brownfield regeneration. Or some project might be focused on the parametric design or form experimentation and model making. Or some project might be focused on ecology and using geographical mapping to design things. And last, some project might be focused on form experimentation and digital modeling. Thank you.
Wonderful. So, Amy, let's have a break and then let's ask you a few questions, okay? So, why are you interested in INDA for the first place?
So first, I see the curriculum of INDA, and I think that is very interesting for me because at first I did not know that I want to be an architect, but I interest in like how to we design things and like creative thinking. So I think INDA is like very wide, and I can learn many things from INDA, and it's
Right.
true. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. So now, speaking of, like the emission requirements, of course, you need to prepare some portfolio too, right? So would you like to talk a little bit about the portfolio that you have been preparing, or any tips and tricks for the future student?
Okay, so the portfolio is not that hard. So you just look at what you like, what you have like a passion on, and you just research on it, and like you find the things that you interest, and you try to find the information and place it on your own way and just put it on the paper. But now I think we are having also like digital form also.
I see. So it's like an e-portfolio, right?
Yes.
And tell me about like what is your experience, because you're now the fourth year student. How do you feel throughout this 4-year journey?
So at first that I say that I don't know that I don't know that I
Right.
want to become an architect, but more I learn in INDA, more I want to become an architect, and it helped me find my way to express my information and my expression.
I see. Well, thank you very much, Amy. And now here with us, we have Kun Kitara Krungchit, or Kun King, and she will talk more about this INDA program.
Hi, สวัสดีค่ะ I am an alumni from INDA, graduated 3 years ago. So I was working as a creative in an agency firm in Bangkok and just quit now. Now I am a project initiator and manager for my family business, which is still around the same field of design, but doing the different thing. So we'll be talking more details about career path and your interest about what INDA has offered you in your life after. So just going back a bit more, first step of how to get into INDA with our admissions requirements. So first you need to be a high school student that complete the required high school degree, soม.6 or year 12 or year 13 of those who required in IB and British systems. And for those who are study abroad, you need to apply for an equivalent standard test. You can find further more detail in the attached link here at the presentation, or you can take the GED or IGCSE test. But the admissions requirements are actually consist of 3 parts: the exams, portfolio, and interviews. So the exams here are the listed exams that you're required to take test math, English, and CUTAT, which is the test of aptitude in design. So for math and English, you can take 1 or 0 exams for several times, but apply your best score to INDA. And second part is portfolio, and third is the interview. Here's the minimum score that required for the test that you need to apply to INDA. And the distribution of evaluations. So you can find further more detail about this information in INDA. But I will talk more detail about portfolio because I think that it is the most important thing that show you as a designer, as a person, and as a potential design student. So do keep in mind that a requirement of digital PDF file not exceeding 50 megabyte with 20 pages, including covers, is required. So read it carefully and do not exceed the 20 pages, and also not exceeding the 50 megabyte. So moreover, the portfolio actually is yourself in a book. So when the instructor looking at your portfolio, they want to see you as a person and what you approach in your design projects. So a lot of students ask me whether they have to take a tutoring sessions or do they have to create a whole new design project for themselves. But I always tell them that do what you are interested in and also show who you are as a person, because that's what they want to see you as a person. You might not have a lot of skills in design expertise. You might not be able to actually perform 3D modeling or create such a wonderful physical model. But still, they don't look for perfection as year 1 student. They're looking for potential to learn and to actually be more in this creative field. So show your development, show your sketches, your design processes, and your creativity. Here are some of the portfolio examples that you can see all the differences in interest, in design, in presentations, and also in their own characteristic as well. Since the beginning, from the first page of their style in covers or fonts, the context and contents of the project are also very, very different. You can explore your interest in photography, in art, design, drawing, storytelling, or even performance, but do record all of your work in progress. You can see that this is totally different from the last one. Hands-on project and DIY is obviously very interesting as well, so do not find the perfection within your design, but do commit in what you really want to do. Physical modeling. So is this your first time doing physical model? Do not be afraid. You can try and try and try again, and then just record all of your studies, and that would be what is interesting for the instructor to see of your design development. The photography is also very important because it shows you as the record, and it really describes it visually without you having to tell the instructor what the project is about. And how you arrange the pages really helps telling the story of your design for your audiences as well. You can find further more detail about INDA admissions in INDA website. So the admissions, the requirements, and also the announcement for all those applicants and also parents as well. So now the fun part that I love to talk about every single year is the life at INDA. I would say that INDA is part of the faculty, and faculty is also part of the campus. Therefore, it's not only life at INDA, it's the campus lifestyle. And you eventually experience a lot more than academic lifestyle in these 4 years of your INDA life. First of all, Faculty of Architecture, we have such a long history within our campus, so you will be exposed to a lot of activities and your interests academically and also extracurricular activities. First year is the most very exciting and interesting year, I would say, because you will be eye-opening about all these new experiences that you can choose, pick, and eventually explore yourself to do all these kind of things. We have sports, we have play, performance, music, cheerleader, and you can pick to actually compete in the freshie game, which is the sport that you compete across the faculty within the campus. Our culture within the faculty is also very rich, and we have long history about that. So it is the memorable way to actually look back into your journey of being an architect, because you get to bond with your friends from across the program and also alumni and eventually instructor. All this connection is very meaningful for you for your after graduation life. And it is very beautiful as design traditions and very memorable as well. It might seem a bit like new, but it has meaning behind and also very, very fun and exercise, I would say. Outside of that, we also provide you with some more serious activities. You will have a chance to actually apply for the voluntary camp outside of Bangkok. So you get to travel to the construction site. You and your mates would get to design the project. And that project would come to life by your own hands because you are the one who are building it. And you get to see the scenery outside of Bangkok, enjoy times with your friends and also the children outside of Bangkok. And it's a very meaningful moment when you actually seeing your building and your design coming into real life and get to see the people, the user who are actually enjoy using it and being in the space that you are designing and creating. And other than that, our main sport for the faculty is rugby. So every evening or almost every evening, you get a chance to go into the field, relax a bit, and also exercise. I would say that it is necessary because you cannot be in your design studio and then just work and work throughout the day and not having some fun time. So you get to bond with your teammates, you get to compete in an annual competitions of the year, and you can get very competitive or you can be the side of the field, being a nurse, being supportive people. So all these activities are here for you to choose from and perform or at least take part and be with your friends, be supportive with your friends. It's all out there, so you can pick your choices. And we also have the famous play that you get to practice writing the script, being part of the real production, which is pretty amazing. The production of all the tools and the backdrop and background, it's very amazing and it's very famous. Before you get into the faculty, you can actually buy the ticket and see one of our play. Or I think there would be some clips online that you can, at least have a glimpse whether you are interested in it or not. Here are the activities within INDA. We do have outings and also having fun with ourselves as well, not just like go out there and enjoy others. So when you are in our program, you'll be welcomed with all these generous seniors and friends. You have time to bond with each other, have fun playing games, go out there outside of Bangkok or wherever they pick the place to be. And coming back a bit into the learning environment, which I think is very different from what you have learned from your high school. It's not the lecture room. Obviously, there would be some lecture classes that you will be sitting there and taking lectures, but the design studio is something that I enjoy so much when I was learning in INDA. You get the chance to talk with your instructor, discuss about your project, and also exchange idea with your teammates, with your friends within the sections. So it's more like doing the real project, working but not studying. You are getting hands-on in your projects. There is no right, there is no wrong, but it is the discussion-based design process that you get to develop your own thoughts and also finding the useful comments from your instructors and your friends and the reactions in order to create and finalize your project into a meaningful project of your life. The presentation is very important. There would be presentation days across the project. That would be the finishing phases, so you get to prepare the materials, prepare the script, and prepare your confidence as well in order to speak in front of people and make sure that it's making sense. So I would say that this is the skill that you use throughout your life outside of this campus. So time management, obviously, because you have to be able to hand in all your materials beforehand. You have to hand in it online and also print it, and all these processes outside of just the designing part is also eventually an essential skill that you need to be able to manage in the future. We have our workshop facilities that is supporting our students, CNC machine, 3D printer, if I recall, and also the working space that you can come here and work on your studio projects. Materials would be providing around the campus. You can ask around your friends or your seniors within the faculty. And also for the shoot or the record and production of how to present your material is also very important, and we have all this arranged for you. So talk more as a alumni and life after INDA. I would say that INDA can really be both ways for most of the people. It can really be supportive of what you are interested in, and INDA would strengthen all the skills that you need in order to pursue that interest, or you can be very open and explore whatever you want in your 4 years, and as well as outside, because you are strengthened and very prepared from all the skills that INDA has given you. You can pursue in a creative field, innovative field, and also design, architecture or not, fashion, food. So eventually INDA is very open about future career path, but the thing that INDA teach you is design process and design skill. So you can take that, I would say, skill set and apply it into any expertise that you want to pursue in your future. You get your presentation skill and just apply it in any pitching that you want to do in your business. So here are some of the examples of our alumni. You can see the differences across this presentation that is very broad and very interesting as well in terms of career path. So here is Pipim. She is eventually now the instructor at INDA. She won Fulbright scholarship, which I would say that's very impressive, and worked as a researcher and strategic urban planner. So this is it was the big scale architecture in terms of work, I would say. And here is another big scale architect, landscape architect that deals with very broad scale of land. And here's another instructor at INDA, Jane. She's working as a researcher at the firm called Integrated Field. So you can see that the work result in a more tangible object that you can see the design. But still, INDA is providing the skill that you can explore yourself, whether you want to do the large scale or the small scale project. The firm called Primarily Workshop, doing architecture and design. You can see that there is even the scale as small as an object or interior or materials. And eventually, fashion design. Our alumni also pursue his career in fashion using all this parametric design and skill set to exploit onto the fabric and create something very meaningful and different from the traditional design in fashion design. Or a more theoretical approach as a research, social research, and analytics for architecture. So not design, but be the one who analyze it. INDA also provide you the skill set to do that. And a more tangible way, which we call like in a construction role turnkey. So you design, and then you talk to the client, and you do the construction yourself. So it's all in one project, all in one stop that the client can come to you and then ask you to design something and eventually build something. And this is a more, I think, seen across the media scale of work. Don Boy Studio, they are the firm that create an installation design. So you see their work across the exhibition in Bangkok, and as well as some of the multimedia work within the medias. And small exhibition, you can follow their work in their pages. It's very interactive and very interesting to be around and to be in the environment that they create. Another one that is similar, Yim Samer. This one is very interesting because their background started since their school in the campus. They created that totem column, which was very impressive at that year. And it was the heritage that all the younger students needed to live up to. And it got exhibited after their years of university as well. So it was a heritage piece of work that they created since their beginning. And after that, they explore more into the exhibition and multimedia interactive design that exhibit throughout Bangkok as well as outside. So here, my old career was creative agency and consultancy. So I was a designer within the firm. We dealt a lot more with I would say behavioral spaces. So it's an exhibition scale and also concepts. So sometimes it's not a big or large scale object that you can see, but we design a strategy and concept for the client in order to pursue in their creative way. It's either branding, even programming for the space, short term, long term, it really depends on the brief. So you really need to be able to digest the brief and really be able to analyze it and research in order to find the best solution for your client. And also, my old agency was doing their own exhibitions, which was very creative because they were doing things about children. They want to break the boundary between children and adults, so they created the space within the very urban fabric to join the activities of adults and children, like very gigantic slider that adults like parents can actually do with your children, and adults drinking and having fun at the same time as their children are having fun with their friends running around. So it's like we have that experimental mind that we can work in anything and make it possible in terms of design and finding the best solution to it. But I keep mentioning that I quit this job and pursuing the new version of me now, that I would say it actually emphasized the meaning of INDA that's given the skill set to me, because now I am on the leg that doing management and also initiator. So you really need to be able to organize your mind. And I would say that INDA took part in that very, very hugely, because you have to communicate in this part of work. And it's not just the paper, it's not just how the presentation look beautiful, but you need to be strategist and be strategized about how you would communicate to different people and be able to talk to different kind of people in an effective way. You really need that design skill, that strategy, and that design decisions to be able to use the tools to design the right picture, to design the right media in order to help you communicate with all that people, and eventually making your decisions become very clearer and easier. And yeah, I think that's it. And here are some of the medias that you can find INDA in. and eventually our website as well, and Facebook page, IG. Yep.
Thank you very much, Kun King. And Kun Amy, that is a wonderful story. You're such a good storyteller. I really enjoy listening to you and your experience. Now, I'm going to let you have a rest a little bit. Let it go back to talk to Amy. I gave you just one or two questions. So, Amy, now you're the fourth year student. Could you tell me what you like the most about, this program?
So what I like the most is about the INDA is very broad that I say. So I can explore many things depends on my interest. So I can talk with my instructor, and he or she will help me find a way to reach that quality of working, and I will be able to express my information and my expression to many people, and they can understand what I interested in, and it's very good in that part that I like.
Very good. So you're talking about your faculties, you're very, very available and be there for you. So you can actually consult with them, getting some idea, getting some feedback. So to make you grow better, to become a better designer and thinker. So very good. Now, for Kun King, are you okay right now? Are you tired? No, right?
Okay,
Very
yes.
good, very good. So I would like to know about the whole experience of studying at INDA, especially during the field trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say the field trip is not compulsory, so you can choose whether you want to go or not, right? But INDA do also provide you with the trip, long trip, semester long, that you
Yeah.
can choose to be abroad. But at that particular field trip that I talked about, it was the joining between INDA and also other programs within our faculty. And I ended up doing builder. I was a builder at the camp. So
Wow.
I was building small bricks from the ground, and we were having trouble because it was raining. But eventually, the overall experience,
Yeah.
no matter how hard or how tough it would be, it is a meaningful experience that is totally different from being in the faculty, just the building of the faculty or Bangkok itself. You get out there, and the language that you speak with the children are different, and the traditions and the things that they believe, everything is just eye-opening experiences.
Exactly, that's what I'm just about to say, and why an eye-opening experience, you go there, you got into the real world and actually communicate and build something meaningful for all those kids. So thank you so much, King. Now let's get back to Kun Amy. Amy, so during the past 2 or 3 years during the COVID-19, now you get back and enjoy this wonderful facility. So tell us more about wonderful facilities here at the INDA.
Okay, so before COVID, we study in the main building of architecture faculty, but after COVID, we moved to INDA lab, which is very good because we gain the whole floor, and downstairs there is a big canteen, so the student really enjoy that, and the new building is really clean, and we can do our workshop there because there is laser cut, 3D printing, and also CNC, and there are staff that always support us when we were there, and we can ask many questions that we don't understand, and they will help us. Yes.
Very good, very good. So it's just much more nicer to get back into the real shop and to the real place and enjoy this facility. That's wonderful. Now I'm gonna ask you, both of you, what kind of a soft skill sets that you gain from INDA? I know in addition to your hard skills or the design thinking and the process, what are some other soft skills that you obtain or gain from this program?
You want to go? Okay, I can go first.
Sure.
With time management consisting? Yes, time management, definitely. And also be able to be patient about yourself.
Oh, okay, about yourself,
Yeah,
not others, right?
About yourself when
Okay,
you're
good.
working.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have to let it go a bit.
That's true. That's a good point.
You cannot perfect everything.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not what you thought at first, but the result came out, and you just need to, make the best of it in your
Right.
presentations or afterwards.
Very good. So it's more like an evolve or transcends into something within the, the idea of your original idea. Oh, that's good. Speaking of the time management, I'd like to ask both of you though, like how would you manage your time with all those extra activities and the projects that is due, many subjects. So start with Kun Amy first.
So for me personally, I don't like working like in large. So I have to like separate work like in this day I have to work until this point, and that help me like can manage my time management, and also like help me to have a time for doing like preparation of the presenting. So I won't be like nervous in front of when I present with the instructor and other guests. So yeah, it's very important to like make a schedule and set the point in each day that you're gonna how far that you're gonna work, so you have other time to spend with your friends, families, yeah, and sleep also.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. What an impressive, you're such an organized person. Amy, very, very nice. What about Kun King?
I would say not as much organized as her, but
That's a
I-
good tip, so you can tell us
yeah.
the tip, right?
But yeah, I would say my life in the campus was 50-50. I never spent like all the time doing my work. I always finish work on time and make it efficient. That is like one word. Plan ahead. I wouldn't get my hands on something that I know it's not useful. So plan ahead and be organized and thought it through before you're actually doing something, because otherwise you end up like wasting your time.
Exactly, and then you have to start
Yeah.
over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. So my next question is about, our prospect students. A lot of them, or some of them say, well, I really want to get into this INDA program, but I'm not good at drawing. Is there any chance or, any tips to encourage them to actually apply into this INDA program, please?
Um,
Okay. I would say that drawing is one small part and it's not required. Drawing skill, maybe you would use it in CUTAT, but find something that you are good at, and that is the tool. Remember, everything is the tool. So find the tool that is right for you in able to communicate to other people. So I think my tips is just being in the audience's shoes and think of your work as the presentation is understandable or not. If it's understandable, is it expressive enough? If it is, then that's enough. It's not about the drawing, it's about the media and the tools that you represent.
Very good. Okay, what about Amy?
For me, actually at first, before I joined that, I'm not good at drawing at all, and I have to study very hard to like take the test of CU drawing. But like after I come in that, I know that drawing is not that important, because you can find other ways to express your information, as Peking said. So drawing not that important. You can use like computer to help you draw better, or you can express your information through other media, such as creating movies, filming, or animate scenes. So yes. Why
Okay,
not?
very good. As everyone say, you don't have to be like good at per se, but show your progress. I like what Kun King say. We're not looking for the perfect piece of artwork. We're looking for the progress. So show what you love, show your passion, and then keep your portfolio so that the faculty or the committee can see the progress along the way, so that they can see the potential in you, and that's how you get into the INDA program. Well, and that's the end of this presentation. I would like to thank you so much, Kun Amy and Kun King from INDA program, for joining us here today and share your wonderful experience. ขอบคุณมากๆครับ and I will see you soon. Thank you.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ